Hey, this is Wendy Alane Wright, the Hollywood Talent Manager, and today I'm with Jonathan George, who is a personal branding expert. Hey, Johnny, I wanted to ask you some questions like what is brand identity and who needs it?
All right, so there's so much noise right now about what personal branding is, and I just want to break it down to the simplest form. Personal branding, when you think about it, is like the hook of a song. I've been branding all these singers and musicians and entertainers for 20 years. And so you got to think about it like the hook of a song. So if you is your song going to be something that somebody cranks up? Are they going to turn it off? What is that hook? What is the emotional aftertaste that you're leaving with somebody after you meet them, right? So we're talking about to entertainers on this platform right now.
Yeah.
So think about it. What sets you aside from the other 20,000 people who are wanting to do what you do, who are better looking than you, who have a better body than you, who are more talented than you? Yet there's always somebody better, right? So how do you outshine that person? And how do you become the blue duck in a sea of yellow ducks? And everybody thinks that has to do with your talent. It has very little to do with talent. Watch shows like America's Got Talent, right? It is always, we see the people who proceed is not always the person who has the most talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's the person who had a personal brand that we were all drawn to, that we fell in love with. We got behind their story, and that is who we're drawn to. So I just wanted people to think about your personal brand is you. It is who you are authentically at your core. And it is how you are how is Wendy going to make somebody feel when you meet them? What do they walk away thinking about you, right? Now, I want you also to think about the depth of your brand will depend on the depth of your goals. The depth of your brand will depend on the depth of your goals. So if you're just like, oh, I just want to do commercials, right? I just want to be a commercial actor and I want to do these certain things, or I just want to be a happy mom, whatever, but you still need to understand who you are at your core. So people trust you, they like you, they want to be your friend, they want to engage with you and become a fan. Now, if you want to be a certain kind of actor and be known for something, if you've got a goal to win a Grammy, you've got a goal to win an Emmy, you've got a goal to win an Oscar, your personal brand has got to be built out on a totally different level.
That makes sense because your goal is so big. Your brand has to go much deeper because you're going to be bringing in a much different level of people, engagement, identity. So how does a person figure out their brand? I mean, how do you even begin to unravel what you are and what your brand is?
And this is such an in-depth question. It's really funny, going back to what I was saying about, it's not always about the talent. We developed, and you've come to our schools and spoken and been a guest and always came in and get our talent, right? And as we would develop these kids, it was not about their talent, it was them understanding who they are at their core, right? They know how to show up confidently in the person that they are, being real with their talents, your gifts, your abilities, understanding what your talents truly are. What is the thing that lights the room up when you do it, right? And showcasing those gifts and those abilities while you're working on those weaknesses, but showcase those strengths, showcase the things that you're really good at, lead with those things. And now I'm going to have to say, and that builds confidence, right? And confidence is a sexy thing. It's very attractive. That's what we call the it factor. That's what, oh my God, that person's got it. What is it? It's confidence. That's all it is. It's somebody knowing who they are and walking into a space and owning it. And so that's the first step into understanding your personal brand, is gaining the confidence in who you are right now. It's many levels, it's many tiers, and it's a process. We are human beings, not human doings, right? So we're growing, we're changing, we're shifting, we go through experiences. And so it's a shifting process. So the main thing is to just understand who you are and what makes you tick. And there's my book, Unleash Your Rockstar, is coming out. You can go to my website, and it's going to have every bit of this detail in it. But you can go to my website, unleashyourrockstar.com or jonathangeorge.com, and you can sign up. And as soon as it is delivered, you can get a free copy of it. So
I'm going to get a copy of that book immediately.
yeah. And it's, and here's the thing is we're in a digital age. Mm-hmm. And, we can talk about personal branding and how do we get all this? There's a lot of work that goes into it. And I spent $30,000 to get somebody to help me tell my story because I was too attached to my story.
Wow.
And I couldn't tell my own story. So I had to pay a company $30K to help me understand how to present my own story in a way that's powerful. And, one of the greatest assets and tools that you have is your story. Mm-hmm. And today I just did an interview for an article, and it was asking me how I built my business. Mm-hmm. And, I've spent less than $5,000 in advertising marketing dollars in 21 years. Less than 5,000. I've used my story, my personal brand, wow, to get PR opportunities, mm-hmm, to get online. Last year, I booked 85 stages, spoke on 85 stages last year with my story, right?
Yeah.
I positioned my wins in a way that's attractive to people, and then I used my story to pull people in, right? Yes. So your story, if you watch shows like America's Got Talent, American Idol, it's story first. If you're showing up on social media, make sure that you're authentic and real about your story. Yes. My clients have over 150 million online followers right now.
Wow.
And they're growing. Every day they're growing. I'm like, good grief, what's going on? But it's because they know how to show up online as themselves. And let's face it, if somebody's creating a TV show and they're gonna if they're looking to book somebody for a part, they're going to be looking at your social media. Who is this person? What are they sharing with the world? Are they truly being authentic? Are people following with them? It's not about the numbers. It's about the engagement that you're getting, right? So let's not get twisted up on, oh, I don't have 100,000 followers. No, I have 5,000 followers, but every time I post something, I get 100 comments.
Wow. Okay. The engagement is what really matters.
That I just got hit up yesterday to be a spokesperson for a new TV show. And that was the thing. They were like, we need to see the analytics of what people are engaging with you on.
That's
not your numbers.
That's interesting. Yeah. And people get caught in the numbers, and that's not even the issue. I think for people to understand about branding and it's really about accepting who you are, knowing where you come from and who you are and what makes you you. The good, bad, the ugly is all part of your story. And sometimes the ugly is what's most interesting about your story.
1,000%. Again, watch American Idol. The first thing they do is share your story. They're going to share the ugly. They share the turmoil. They share the struggle. And not everybody has it. Michaela Phillips, she was on America's Got Talent. Then she was on American Idol, one of my girls. But, they didn't share her story. She doesn't have a traumatic story. She was the most talented on every one of those shows, but didn't go through. They gave it to the person who went through is the person who really shared some intimate stories. Now, had they broken her down and really truly shared something that was special about her story, because she is a teenager, she's gone through the same struggles that every teenager goes through, but they didn't share it. They just shared, oh, she's just got a great life and she's just talented.
And nobody wants, because people are rooting for someone who's overcoming something.
Yeah. And another girl of mine who had 0 following, 0 social media, 0 songs on Spotify. Do you know there are over 40,000 songs uploaded to Spotify every day?
I didn't know that.
1,000.
Yeah.
Again, how do you become that blue duck in a sea of yellow ducks? So we utilized her story. She got onto 6 playlists. I mean, her spins are like ridiculous, over 20K.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we're talking about 0 with nothing.
Because people resonate with the story.
She shared her story, and it was very difficult for her to share her story because hers is very traumatic. It was about her dad molesting her, allowing her, becoming, she was sex abused. And I mean, it's like The story is really difficult, but once she was able to share that, it just drew people into her. And, she booked 2 top 10 podcasts, 2 top
It's fantastic.
rated podcasts because of her story. It wasn't because of her music. It wasn't because of her exceptional talent. It was because it was the substance of who she is at a human core, at a human level.
And that substance is so much more important than just the talent, because there's like, if you took 10 people that could sing and they all sing fantastically, or they act, or they dance, or whatever, it's what makes them different and unique that matters. And the person with the most compelling story is where your attention is going to go.
1000%.
And it might not even be the most talented person. It might not even be the person with the greatest voice. It's the person that moves your heart the most.
Yep. We see it every day. Is people understanding, why are you showing up? Why are you wanting to act? Wendy, why is it that you're getting on here, spending so much time giving people free information? Why are you making this video on a 10:30 in the morning? What is it that is driving you to do something that you're doing? And when you can understand that why and attach your why to that, it will make what you're doing explode. It will make your acting explode. When you show up on set, when you go show up into an audition room, people feel that, they understand that. And here's the thing is that, when I moved to LA when I was 26 years old to fulfill my music career.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a show called Next Big Star. I was the grand champion winner.
Wow.
I had a record deal on the table. I'd released my first music video, my first single. I was on top of the world.
Wow.
But the record label found out that I was gay. When they found out that I was gay, they called and they retracted the contract. My team tried to get me married. They tried to change my music. Everything's just trying to shift and change.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was. I didn't know how to show up. And that is why I've spent the past 21 years of my career making sure for people to rock themselves authentically rather than trying to change them and make them something different. I couldn't see it for myself. I was too close to the fire.
Yeah.
But I could see it for everybody else. And so what I want people to understand is that you can rock yourself authentically. Quit trying to fit a mold. Quit trying to fit what everybody else wants. You be you. You do you, boo. That's all I got to say about that, right? Like, you've got to step powerfully into who you are. Because I quit what I did because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know how to show up. I didn't know how to handle that rejection. I didn't have a Jonathan George or Wendy Wright to sit there and hold my hand through all of this. I do not want to see you give up your dreams of what it is that you want to do in your life because you don't know how to show up.
Oh, I totally resonate with what you're saying. I completely feel the same way. That's incredibly powerful. Thank you so much for coming and sharing all of that with us today. Really appreciate it. And I love seeing you. And I can't wait to see your book when it comes out. And congratulations on all the great things that you're doing and all the people that you're helping. And thanks for being
Thank you, my friend. I love you so much.
I love you so much.
Thank you so much. All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye, sweetheart.